you've got your macros, right? So now we want to go ahead and go into MyFitnessPal and actually set up your account so that you can see what your calorie range is, you can see your proteins, you can see your fat and your carbs. Okay, so I'm using a free account here. This isn't premium, so you don't have to have premium with MyFitnessPal. It does make it a little bit easier, but if you want to save some bucks, then this is the place to do it. So what we want to do first and foremost, once you've logged in, we're going to go to goals. Okay, so I'm going to check goals here. Get rid of some of these ads. Goals. All right. So right now it's defaulted to 1,700 calories. This is where you are actually going to see your carbs, proteins, and fats. Okay, so what we want to do here, this is going to be locked as well. You'll see that you're not going to be able to set them to exactly what we have prescribed. Okay, you'll need the premium version to be able to do that. So instead, we're going to hit edit. Okay, I'm going to just go for the sake of simplicity. Let's just say it's a 2,000 calorie diet. Okay. We set your macros up roughly, let's say if this was 175, 78, this is going to automatically default into a 35, 35, 30. We're going to have to make sure that the percentage always equals out to 100. Okay. So if I've given you a 2,000 calorie diet, let's say your carbs weren't 175. Okay. Let's say your carbs were actually 225. Okay. So we're going to have to pump this up a little bit, and I'm going to have to kind of make some adjustments here. This is going to have to come down a touch. This is going to have to come up a touch. Okay, so now you can see I've exceeded that 100% mark. Something in here is a little bit too high because this percentage is not going to equal out 2,000 calories. Okay, I'm going to bring protein down. Let's say you are actually closer to these numbers. Let's go down for fats again here. That's probably a little bit too low. I'll bring protein down. Okay, so we're going to be able to move within 5 percentage points here. Typically, we should get kind of close to your numbers, okay? If just in case, if your carbs or your fats or your proteins aren't exactly on what we've given you, you at least know that you can kind of get pretty close here. That's the best way to go about this, okay? You can also, I think you can set the calories to a little bit higher if you need to. If you want to try to get a little bit closer, you can always get closer within the ranges that way, okay? But this has to equal 100%, okay? Make sure you hit Save Changes. Okay, now you'll be able to be set up with your macros. From there, you'll see a bunch of different options here. You can track your micronutrients if you want to. We do really like to see fiber being tracked, so I would always set fiber to, if you're a female, about 25 grams. Okay, if you're a male, we want you to see closer to 35 grams per day. All right, sodium you can leave where it is. That's a pretty good one to monitor as well. Sugar. Typically 45 is going to be pretty low, especially if you're on a higher carb diet. So this one, I would actually set it up to 85. By no means does that mean that we're encouraging you to eat more sugar, just as this is a nice precaution, because if you're at 45 and you decide to have some bread or some cereal or something like that, I don't want MyFitnessPal to yell at you and send you into the red zone saying that you've gone over your limits for the day. So that's how we set up our initial macros. From there, you can always go check it out by going into your food. Boom. And then from here, you should see what you've got going on here at the end of the day. Okay, so it's got your total goal. If we were to add some food in here, it would automatically start deducting from there, so you can kind of see your budget for the day. Cool? That was a quick one.